second church on our list was in Kolberg, Germany. I had previously reached out to the pastor, Patrick, there, and his wife, Susie. They have been lovely to help us coordinate this part of our trip. Susie's been wonderful. She translated for us the service, so we were able to understand seamlessly and had a great time. The congregation was wonderful. We spent a day of fellowship with all of them after the service. So we've really had just such a great start to our trip here in Germany. And several of them from their church also met us up here in Wittenberg, Germany for the Shepherds Conference. So this week has been filled with just listening to different speakers at the seminar, church history around the city. As you can see, this is the church that Martin Luther nailed the 95 Thesis to. So there's a lot of stuff in this town that we'll be able to showcase to you over the next week or so. So we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you enjoy getting to learn a little bit more about Germany.
Yeah, hi. My name's Patrick McDonald. I live here in Germany. I'm originally from Nebraska, and I just made some new friends today, Tasha and Joe. Yeah, they live in Tennessee now, but I've gotten around a lot, and it's been great getting to know them. I've been here for 25 years now, so Germany's my second home. I grew up in Nebraska, have moved around a lot, but studied theology at Master's Seminary in Los Angeles. And I came to Germany just because I wanted to be a missionary, and God closed all the doors to other countries where I really wanted to go. I already knew German because I studied it in school and was a foreign exchange student. And suddenly it just clicked that Germany was God's plan from the beginning, and there's been no looking back since then. I love the country. I love the people. I love the language. I've been a full-time pastor since 2004, where I took a full-time job here in this town. But yeah, you might say it ended in disaster. I lost that job. I got fired, started a new church, and then that church survived 13 years. It was a wonderful church that we planted ourselves, but we didn't survive COVID. We had one group in our church that wanted to follow all restrictions to a T, and then the other group, like me, that needed a little bit more freedom, like touching and no mask and visiting and just being normal. And all the elders in this church, the three, were against me, and so I felt that I couldn't demand that they all change, and I couldn't compromise anymore after 1 year of no singing and no baptism, no, not even communion. So I decided to leave, and we started a new church. And this church has been doing well now, ever since COVID, ever since 21. We're up to about 25 people on Sunday, and we love it. That's the church that Tasha and Joe visited today. And yeah, that's kind of my story. There's one thing I can add about Germany. It's really hard to start a church here in Germany because there are really just two churches in Germany. In the south, Bavaria, it's all Catholic, and in the rest of Germany, it's all Lutheran. And you're either Lutheran, or you're Catholic, or you're in a cult. That's kind of how they see it. Anything like a free church, which is normal for you guys in Tennessee, is considered here cult. And it's dangerous, and so that's part of the hard going over here. In fact, if you're not in the state church, Catholic or Lutheran, you're officially not even allowed to call yourself a church. You have to start a club. It's called a club, and only by making yourself into a club do you get tax-free status. And unfortunately, the government requires rules for any group that calls itself a club. And so you're forced to comply either way, and it makes things really complicated and really difficult. And so far, since we started the church, we're not even a club. We just meet kind of as a family, and we've been meeting in homes, which is a lot like the book of Acts, perhaps, but as we're getting bigger, it kind of creates new problems. And so we'll just cross one bridge at a time. but those are our daily problems in Germany. And I can tell you guys one thing, we're really happy that you sent somebody over to encourage us, because it's very dark here and very hard, and we really appreciate the encouragement. So yeah, keep Germany in your prayers. People are getting saved in Germany, but not very fast, and evangelism is really hard, and even doing a normal church, a free church, is also very, very difficult here in Germany. So we're happy for all your prayers. I lost my first job over here over the issue of believers' baptism. I grew up in the States, so we always practice believers' baptism, and nobody ever fights about that issue over here. But with the state church over here, whether it's Lutheran or Catholic, both of these churches practice infant baptism. So the idea of being a Christian for Germans is being baptized. Anybody who's baptized is a Christian. And even though, obviously, when they get baptized as an infant, they're not doing it consciously. But these people consider it consciously, because once they become like 13 or 14 and they get confirmed in the church, what they do here is they confirm their baptism. Yeah, they said, yeah, I wanted to get baptized, and then for some reason it counts. So they do consider that infant baptism as a sign of salvation. And I think in America, the equivalent is just saying the sinner's prayer, because I grew up with that, and I only said that prayer so that I could have some kind of feeling that I'm saved. And I mean, people will do anything to have a feeling that they're saved without actually changing anything in their lives. And yeah, these guys just asked me to talk a little bit about that.